So we also have the Agriculture Adjustments Act. This act has to deal more with farmers and goods and services like that, materials, especially textiles and uh, workers. So we obviously need people to work fields, to harvest, to transport, and the like. Americans should have those jobs first. And we need to make sure that we get Americans in those jobs. I believe that it is important to have experience in farming, even if it's just for picking crops for a day, because at least you understand the mechanics of it. You understand why we do it. You understand for health reasons how to pick a piece of fruit that is more ripe than the other ones. Different stuff like that. One of the things we're going to do for this actually has to do with our education system as well. And it is something that happened whenever I was in school. I thought it was actually really cool that they did it. Kids went on field trips to little orchards and such to learn about picking fruit, learn about our that part of our economy, and information regarding that, how that came to be, how we developed it. And I thought it was very valuable. And learning that stuff from a young age, and I believe I was in middle school, um, either middle school or late or sixth grade, elementary school, something like that. It it was very valuable for sure. It helped me in my home economics class, learning how to cook. It helped me at home when my parents taught me how to cook, or my mom and my grandma. It helped me teach others how to uh, pick ripe fruit, to figure out, how it's ripening up and whatnot. And it's very valuable information. It's good to know these things. If something were to ever happen and we completely lost all of our technology, let's hope that never happens. Uh, we would need to have that ability and those skills, and having people through their education learn about these things will really also help. And it'll also give workers a little bit of a break. There's a lot of things we're going to do with that particular issue. Making sure that, agriculture workers that especially have to work outside in excessive heat, that they have plenty of food and water, that they are able to take regular breaks, and that there are people that are there to switch off while they're taking breaks. Different things like that. And that's going to apply to any non-Americans that we end up hiring for agricultural purposes. Farm owners are going to be kind of under a little bit of a thumb. We're going to make sure that our farm owners are taken care of. That is for sure. Financially, agriculturally, um, employment. We're going to make sure that they're taken care of. We're going to make sure that they have the funding that they need to make sure that their farms are running, that animals are treated humanely, that they have enough space, and that medical care is for the animals is available. Available resources like that. We're also going to make sure that our farm owners do not abuse workers or the system. So they will be under watch for certain. I think it's important to do that. Oversight is important in a lot of our areas, especially when it comes to something that affects our national systems, like the economy, like our agriculture. It's important to have those inspectors. So, we're going to be able to fund all of this through my Financial Restructuring Act. And I'll explain that a little bit later. Next, we have the National Poverty Reduction Act. Now, this has 4 parts to it, including funding. The first part is the National Housing Construction Project. This project utilizes multiple ways to house our people in the communities that we have that are in need. It utilizes buying up properties that are vacant. It utilizes buying warehouses, if necessary, to house groups of people temporarily, just to make sure to get people off the street. We're going, this housing construction project also utilizes shipping containers that are turned into living quarters, as well as 3D printed houses, as long as they prove safe and structurally sound, non-toxic to the environment. We're also going to be utilizing people to build, to transport, to just basically make sure that things are getting done. We have a very large amount of poverty right now in the United States, and this housing construction project is going to take place in every state. Wherever there is poverty, that is what is going to happen. Those construction projects are going to happen. The National Housing Construction, or the project itself, the National Housing Construction Project, does employ a multitude of people, but it's only one step. One of the other steps we need to take is making sure that our rental prices for low-income housing goes down. Right now, we have rental prices that are unsustainable for the lowest of wages. And so that's part of how our cost of living to wages ratio is going to change. Instead of a person under 30,000 worth of income paying a flat rate, they're going to pay a percentage of their income. This percentage should not be more than 15%, but most of it is going to be less than 10%, especially for those who make less than 30,000. If you're on a fixed income, like disability or SSI, that is going to be even lower. So you'll only be paying upwards of $100. Most people that I am aware of that get disability, SSDI, they don't even make $1,500. So having that cost lowered will help them out greatly. And it doesn't have to be elaborate homes. It can be efficiency housing, which is the plan. Efficiency housing. But just making sure that the housing has basic needs and meets the needs of the people. We're also going to be using education to help those who need new job skills, to basically get those skills and be able to find new employment, and those who are having trouble with things like resume writing, cover letter writing, interviews. We're going to be utilizing agencies that are already established to help those people. Not everyone is aware of these resources. So we're going to make sure that people are aware of these resources and that we implement those resources for those who are willing to take it. And if they want to be part of the National Housing Construction Project or be living in one of the houses, I should say, they will have to go through the education that we provide them, and it'll be based on what they want to do for for employment. And they already utilize this in these agencies that are especially around here. So having those agencies, working together, and being able to get out there and inform those who really need it of what is available will really greatly help. I do try myself to forward resources like that to others who need assistance, and I believe it does help. So agencies like this are agencies that do these things already. They are usually funded by grants, so funding like that would continue, but there's also the possibility that a person could donate to those agencies directly. And so that's important as well. I think it's important to help those agencies be able to help the public, the general public, be successful, and providing those educational resources and the education itself is going to greatly improve those odds.